Hi everyone, since today is daylight savings time and I've been changing all the clocks around the house, I also have to change the clock on the Mercedes. And I said to myself, well, better opportunity to show you guys not only how to change the clock on the Mercedes, but how to reset the maintenance little wrenches you see where your odometer is. We're also going to I'm going to talk to you about how to resynchronize your remote key or the key of the car that looks like this one here. And also we're going to talk about the radio. When you disconnect the power from the car for maintenance reasons, the radio will no longer work until you hit or you enter a code, but there's caveats to this, so we'll cover all of that today. If you own a Mercedes W163 such as this one here, this one happens to be an ML500 W163, your car, like any other Mercedes, should have came with a file that looks like this, and it has all kinds of different information on the inside of this file, such as your radio card with the 5-digit code that it's endemic to the radio on your car. Also, the phone number of where the car was purchased, car care manuals, factory-approved service products, and things of that nature. The service and warranty, and the partnership between Mercedes and Mobil One. The operator's manual for the radio, which seems to be it's a pretty thick manual, as you can see. But there's also a shortcut one, such as this one here for quick tips on how to operate your radio. There's also the Mercedes-Benz centers across the United States, and on and on and on. But with all these manuals, there's also this one here. This one is a very important one that you all should have, and you should also look at. And in this manual, you'll find all sorts of information, and it's all color-coded per department as well, and it's specific to the ML350 and the ML500. But like I said to you, what we're going to do is learn how to set the clock. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the ignition on, and it says to pull on this knob here. And when you pull, by turning for the hours, pull out the right knob, number 2, which is talking about this one here, in the instrument cluster, and turn it counterclockwise for the hour, and turn it clockwise for the minutes. Now, being that right now it's about 6:30 or so, let's see if we can do this. So we're gonna pull it and turn it left. And there it is, 7. It went too fast. 2, 3. It moves kind of fast. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here it is. It is 6:34 plus or minus a couple of minutes. So that's how you adjust the clock. We now move on to the next item. Now that we covered the clock and how do you adjust it, and again, you pull it out and you turn it counterclockwise for the hours and clockwise for the minutes while it's pulled out. We next cover how to set the maintenance little wrenches. Now you see right now you have the odometer, and if you press this here, you'll see the miles, and then you'll see, here it is. I am 6,000 miles away from my next service, and you'll see that there are 2 little wrenches. And every 10,000 miles, you'll see the 1 wrench, or you'll see 2 wrenches. But you can reset that this wrench here. See, what thing we'll do is we'll keep going down to 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Once it gets to 0 is when you have to do the oil change and do a number of things, which we'll cover in another video, as to what you should be looking at when you see 1 wrench and what you should be looking at when you see 2 wrenches. Now, in the owner's manual, again, if you go to page 226, resetting the service indicator, and it says it right here. In the event that the service on your vehicle is not carried out by an authorized Mercedes-Benz light truck center, you can reset the service indicator yourself. Switch the ignition on and immediately press knob 1 twice within 1 second. The present status for days or distance is displayed. Within 10 seconds, turn the key in settings in steering lock to position 0, and it's talking about. I'll show you a picture of this. What this means. Press and hold knob 1, which while switching the ignition on. It's talking about this knob here. The present status for days or distance is displayed once more. Continue to hold knob 1. After approximately 10 seconds, a signal sounds and the display shows 10,000 miles or 15,000 kilometers for Canadian or Europeans for approximately 10 seconds. Release knob 1. And that is how you reset your little wrenches if you happen to be a DIY like myself when it comes to doing the maintenance. Now that we covered how to reset the little wrenches, these ones here, I'm going to show you how to resynchronize your key. Let's do it. In the event you have to resynchronize your ignition key to the car, that information will be on page 254, 255 in the operator's manual, and it's coded in red. The type of battery that you will need is the CR2025. Now, if your battery is running low, where you're still occasionally managing to lock and unlock your car, by simply removing the lid on the back, like it's showing right here on page 254, you swap the batteries and you're good to go. But if you do what I've did once before, where I let these batteries run dead for too long, where this thing is no longer working, now this is what you have to do on page 255 once you replace the battery. And it says here, turn key in the steering lock to position 2, which is on page 33, and I'll share a picture with you guys. Then to position 0 and remove. It's talking about the key. Within 10 seconds, push and hold the button lock while pushing button unlock 5 times, and it's talking about the buttons on your key. And lock is this. Lock is this one. Unlock is the one on the bottom left. Then remove control. The remote control is re-synchronize. Recheck all of the remote control functions. And that's all there is to it, to resynchronize the key to your Mercedes. And now, last item on the list is if you run into issues where the battery gets disconnected and you have to re-enter the code, where to find that code, and how to deal with that. Say you're doing some maintenance on the car and it requires that you disconnect the battery, but in so doing, what it does, it will lock out your radio. Now, as I mentioned at the beginning of this video, you should have a file that came with your car that looks like this, and in it, there should be a card that looks like this, which has the serial number of the radio and a 5-digit code, which is endemic to this radio right here. Now, what happens is that once you turn your radio on, it'll tell you in this little shortcut booklet here that looks like this. The front of it looks, yeah, that's right. It looks like this. You go to AM&C controls, and at the very top it says anti-theft sound info services. And this is what it tells you to do. Please enter your 5-digit code, which in this case, for the car, it's this one here. Now, the mistake that I made is that instead of hitting the soft key OK, this is what I did, and this is why I ended up having to go through what I'm about to talk to you about. I ended up hitting the Enter key instead. But what it's talking about, it's the soft key where the OK is on the bottom right of the screen. So it says here, tip, code number is provided on sticker with vehicle papers. Store in a safe place. Do not carry in the vehicle. Well, I carry it in the vehicle, sorry. Entering an incorrect number will re-display menu 1, which is this one here. A second incorrect number will display wait and the system is locked for 10 minutes. Now, the ignition has to be on while the system is locked for 10 minutes. A third incorrect number displays wait in an additional 10 minutes. Additional 10 minutes lockup. A fourth incorrect number locks the system for 1 hour. Power must remain on for lockup time to elapse. Removing power resets timer to 1 hour. So you better get this code in right within the first 3 tries while you wait 10 minutes with the ignition on too. And again, I'll show you a picture of how what the 0, 1, 2, and 3 is talking about. And that is all we are going to cover for today, guys, of what the resets are for various aspects of the car, be it how to change your clock, how to reset your maintenance little keys in your odometer, how to resynchronize the key of your car, and how to reset to code in your radio. Hopefully, guys, this information was of help to you, and we will see you at the next video. Take care.